Welcome back, Cancers. If you're new here, hi, how are you? My name is Jade, and this is Star, Moon, and Sun Tarot. Alright, so this is going to be darkness and light reading for Cancers. Whether you have Cancer as your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising, your Venus, any Cancerian placement, this could have some messages for you in it. Cross watchers are welcome as always. Alright, so this darkness and light reading, what I've done is I've gone through several oracle decks. I'm going to go through which ones. Some of them I will read from the book for the messages. Others I will just kind of tell you intuitively what I'm getting, show you the pictures. Some have direct messages on them. I'm doing this because I have a lot of really nice decks, and I would like to be able to utilize them all to help you guys. So we're looking at some lighter energies, some darker energies, and I'm going to do a quick tarot spread at the end. I'm going to timestamp. Alright, so I'm going to have a timestamp to just go to the Archetype Oracle cards, because that's probably what I'm going to name the reading after. That's probably the most important oracle deck I've gone through out of all of them. But all of them together can kind of paint a bigger picture. And I will also timestamp the tarot reading if you want to skip ahead to that. Also, be sure to check out the yearly readings I did for every sign. I did a month by month with oracle cards and clarifying with tarot. You could always check in with those, see how the energies are playing out month by month. The first oracle deck I went into is the Magical Dimension Oracle Card and Activators by Light Star here. And the card that flew out was actually number 1, Adventure. Okay, Innocence, Play, Discovery. I am going to read this one from the book. But don't worry, there won't be a ton of it, but the messages are so nice. Some of the ones that do come out. Innocence, Play, and Discovery. It's time to play and have fun in your life. Expand and try new things. Allow your inner child a place to explore and discover. And don't get bogged down in all the details. Something new wants to come into your life. You hold the key to discovering the answers to your situation. And your companion crystals are charoite, Charoite, and morganite. And your companion essential oil is Idaho tansy. At the bottom of the deck, once this one came out, was card 7, Contemplation. So you may have done a lot of contemplation, be doing a lot of contemplation, now be ready for a new adventure. You might be ready for a new adventure and contemplating what type of adventure, how far are you going to go? Where is this going to take you, Cancer? This is silence, knowing, and releasing control. It says it is time to go deeply within. Only you have the answers you seek. You're being asked to quiet the mind chatter and do some form of meditation for peace. Take the path of least resistance. It may be a time to take a much-needed vacation or relaxing getaway. Quiet and stillness will be best for you now, and your companion crystals for this card are Blue Lotus and Sandalwood, and your companion essential oil is Spruce. Okay, so that's really, really very nice. Love that. Okay, so the next deck I went through was a Franken deck. I blended the Sacred Power with the Sacred Spirit reading cards, both by Emma Stark. And here is the little storyline. I'm not going to go through the book. I'm going to show you the imagery. We're going to go through the words. Okay, this is illusion. Okay, some of you might be dealing with some type of illusion, some type of maze you're trying to see through. I got during my meditation and while pulling these cards, I was getting a lot of hermit crab. A lot of Cancerians are deep in their shells, deep in the water. We got 30, Sacred Divinity. There are 2 paths ahead. Then we got card 18, Ground Your Light, Let Your Soul Shine. A lot of these ones came out for you guys, and I really wanted to take them because they were just flying. Okay, Unconditional Love. Then we got 22, Kundalini Rising, Ignite Your Passion for Life. We got card 17, Galactic Healer. Moving forward with an open mind. We got Manifestation. Dark Night of the Soul. Yes, this is what I mean. This says life brings new meaning. It's an 11. I feel like many of us, but right now I'm specifically talking about Cancerian energy, are going through some type of dark night of the soul, some type of awakening. Because after that we got 35, spiritual evolution. It says set your heart free. Mindful wisdom, create inner harmony with the owl here. And then sacred wisdom with the owl. So 2 owls came out. This was the bottom of the deck. So this was the last card that came out. I took the bottom of the deck. 2 owls. Okay, and with the Dark Night of the Soul, I also noticed there's a lot of blue and orange, blue and yellow, yellow and purple imagery. So there's definitely some type of illusion you're trying to overcome here. There are definitely multiple paths that you're going to be shown or that you're finding. See, we can see here. There's multiple paths. All right, and then we see here Sacred Divinity. There are 2 paths ahead. Saying ground your light, let your soul shine. Okay, so this could be about inner truth, inner harmony, inner balance, unconditional love. With the Kundalini rising coming out, I feel like a lot of passionate energy, creative energy, healing energy with the Galactic Healer. And with manifestations, you guys are creating, you're going to work through this Dark Night of the Soul energy. And you're evolving spiritually, okay? This is very beautiful energy. Some of you, I'm getting very like High Priestess energy off these as well. Highly intuitive Cancers. And some of you also may have air in your chart. Some of you may have fire in your chart too. A lot of fire in here. Okay, so I also went through Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle. All right, and here is what came out, and in the order. This is Ta'om the Poet, card 29, reducing down to an 11 to a 2. Oh That Gnome, card 26. So the poet speaks about, clear sight, poetic energy, erotic energy. And then Oh That Gnome speaks about trickster energy, wild, creative chaos, all right, that help you break down habits and patterns. All right, and here's why, because here's the rar. There's all this potential, pure potential energy here. So this creative chaos is actually allowing this, allowing some type of communication, untapped potential here. And She of the Kruak, okay, this is the receptive principle, nurturing, fertility, being willing to receive. And then the Las Guna came out. This is about sunken treasure and self-discovery, going on that deep dive, okay, down into the murky waters. And the Singer of Healing, okay, card 10. Oh, this is 39. That reduces down to a 12 to a 3. We got 5, 10 coming down to the 1. New cycle for some of you. 8, 7, 5, 5. And again, the 12 to the 3, 10 to the new cycle. We got death. So perhaps something that died is being healed, or perhaps there's some type of creative chaos coming in that is allowing this wild, untapped potential to be released, communicated, and receptivity. All right? Someone is going deep and healing. All right? And death is also endings, releasing, liberating. We have the fairy who is kissed by pixies, so there is love given and received here, coming in. The Singer of Transfiguration. So perhaps something has, you've shifted away from something, and then we got the Journeyman was on the bottom. Okay, so for some of you, you may, some type of chaos is coming to shake things up, but no worries, okay? You're going to have a lot of communication. Be willing to receive. do the work, the deep dive healing, okay, release, because there's something that can be reignited here, transfigured, and you could have a whole brand new start, again an 11. 10, 11, that reduced to an 11, 12, 6, 3. Ugh. Okay, so that was the fairies. A lot is coming out for you guys, and I'm not going to just omit cards because they're showing me a little story. Okay, so now I am going to go over the archetypes, okay, the wild unknown archetypes. We got the vow, and I will hold each up to the camera as I'm reading from the book. The desert, the bridge, and this was interesting, the dead end, and the cave was on the bottom, right? But then when I went and moved the deck, this one, the riddle, was randomly like away from the deck, but I didn't see it fly out. It wasn't where I had picked the deck up, like I missed one on the bottom or something. It was like randomly just over to the side, and I'm like, how did, you know, I'm just befuddled. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put it in. I am going to read it. Because it might be a message for some of you. You know, I don't believe there are any accidents. So I'm wondering if it's a special message for some, or for all. Let's see. You have to take what resonates and leave what does not, alright? Let's see the vow. I'm looking for the first one so I can hold it up and... Here it is. Okay, so these archetype cards. Okay, talk about all sorts of archetypes. This is the promise, the oath, the contract. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten. So breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You have been underestimating the power of your promises. And when in light energy, this is bearing witness to the shift towards destiny. When dark, it's unconscious vows, unkept promises, and messy karma. Think of the last promise you made. Was it to yourself or another? Has it been upheld or broken? Anytime the energy of the vow is present, we are in the archetypal realm of ceremony and ritual. That means time stands still and anything is possible. Okay. Interesting. All right. So now we're going to go to the desert. And I think it's interesting that this came out and then the desert, because I was only trying to take 4 and then the bottom. So I go, 1, 2, 3, 4. The desert and the dead end, and the vow and the bridge came up over and under one another. Oh my gosh, I just opened a race to the desert. That's creepy. All right. I just wanted to note that because from the vibe I was getting off the cards, it seemed almost like, I mean, obviously they're all intertwined, but the desert coming up over the dead end and the vow coming over the bridge, I don't know, it feels significant. Let's see. For the desert, this is the drought, the wasteland, the badlands. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. Wow. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will, someday, reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes' calls surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. And when in light energy, it's surreal, strange, unexpected visions, silence. And when in dark energy, it's drying, deadening, disorienting, or isolating. When in the throes of the desert, contemplate the following. You are not alone. You have more supplies with you than you think. Water is very near. The desert is alive and pulsing with energy despite its desolate appearance. Turn toward it rather than away from it. Wow. So, some of you might be going on some type of real deep inner reflection. Looking for the bridge. Let me find it here. Oh, here we go. Okay. So the bridge is the connection, the link, the gate. Bridges are built to connect two worlds. They create flow, allowing us to travel between realms, ideologies, personalities. This archetype is the gesture of acceptance, of saying yes rather than withdrawing, separating and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, we are led magically into a new reality. We open up to otherness. Healing and communication are made possible. We enter a state of curiosity, wonder, and learning. The shaman, for example, creates the bridge between the everyday world and the sacred. This card asks us to study the connections between the seemingly disconnected parts of our life. Relationships, ideologies, histories. Remember that a bridge can't be forced. It must be made with love, or the structure will not withstand the inevitable weather of life. And when light, this is acceptance, magic, and communication. And when dark, it's lacking boundaries or forcing a connection. Lie on the floor and listen to Bridge Over Troubled Water. Notice the ease and acceptance within the melody, the feeling of rising above the muck. Imagine building a bridge. Then imagine building a wall. Which energy is needed for the situation at hand? Which image softens and heals the heart? That's very lovely. And I read the little exercises and everything because I feel like it's important, and, I feel like what's the sense if I'm not giving you every message I possibly can? Okay, so, the dead end, the closed door, or the final chapter, the impasse. Contrary to what its name implies, the dead end is very much alive. It is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned. It is thick, dense, uncompromising. A wall beyond all walls. With every bramble, thorn, and stone, it simply states, "No more, child. You have reached the last page of this chapter." It is natural to resist its very resistance and struggle even harder to make our way, to prove our point, to hold on to what was. In this way, we fight with life itself. From a mythic perspective, the end you face is very much a beginning. There are doors opening all around you, just not the one you planned on working through. If you are honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt, the dead end becomes known as life's beginning. And when light, this is acceptance, humility, relief, and reverence for change. And when dark, it's inertia, stuckness, tension, and unconscious gripping. Note that in most stories and movies, the moment the protagonist reaches the dead end, something riveting happens. You are the protagonist. Okay? Something riveting is going to happen once you close this chapter. Reflect on dead ends in your past that led to unimaginable wonders. The moment you accept the ending, a feeling of grace will arise. Doors begin to open, both inside you and in the world. Wow. Love that. Now I'm looking for the cave. Where are you, cave? There it is. Alright, so this was the one that was on the bottom. This is the cave, the dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. And when light, this is the sacred center within. And when dark, withdrawal, isolation, hiding. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? Slowly and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude grow within the dark confines of caves. Let the cave teach you patience. So for some of you, you may have reached some type of dead end in a situation, and be doing a dive, going within. For some of you, it might be bridging something with somebody new, with the vow and the bridge, and the desert coming up over the dead end. Or this could be, something that's that's become a wasteland, and you're kind of looking at it, dealing with it. You might be deciding it's a dead end, right? And then by shutting that chapter, that's going to bridge new things. And you're going to be going within your heart chakra center, okay? Let's see the riddle. That's what I'm feeling for this. But, everyone is different. If something resonates a little bit differently for you, then by all means, take it how it resonates for you and leave what does not. Where is the riddle? It's a riddle where what the heck that card was doing over there. That's why I was like, kind of funky. What kind of riddle's going on here? Where is it? What number is it? Ah, here we go. The riddle. The puzzle, the question, the mystery. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. And when light, this is a great awakening or aha moment. And when dark, it's manipulation, deceit, trickery. And the exercises are, who am I? The only way to work with a riddle successfully is to not work. I guess that's not really an exercise. Oh, ponder these koans. The coin that's lost in the river is found in the river. If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. So there you have it. Woo, okay. I know these readings this week, by doing this dark and light energy, is really, really putting not putting a strain on me. I do enjoy doing it, but it is heavier energies, especially with this next deck here. Well, it can be. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes I get really decent stuff out of this. This is, I call it my Franken deck of darkness. It's a combination of 3 decks. It is the Dark Mirror Oracle, the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations, and the Mausolea Oracle of Souls. And it's all combined into one nifty little deck. And so, we got Israfel, the Angel of Song. Some of you might be very musically inclined, listening to a lot of music right now. We got the Mother of Dawn came out next. This is the Emissary. This is beauty, agency, compassion. And then Arwen, Master of the Great Hunt, authority, the hunt, natural balance. So, this is really interesting. I'm going to keep going a little bit. But it's almost, I see like you guys singing like your song, and it's like the whole idea of beauty and agency and compassion. I feel like it's gonna, you're raising your vibration, so it's like a song that's almost emanating from you. And it's bringing you into your agency, your authority, whether masculine or feminine here. All right, then we got the Temple of My Body. Some of these dark mirror ones I do want to read, because the whole point of doing these darkness and light readings is any shadowy type energies that come out, let's look at them, you know. Take what resonates, leave what does not, but that's the whole point. Looking at these shadowy things can help us be better people and, you know, have better relationships, better careers. So the Temple of My Body, I feel I am not worth enough. My body is the temple of my soul. It has no secrets to me. This card is about darkness in the body. Culture can make us take distance from what is our corporality. So many religions and customs, for instance, demonize sex in many different ways, lacing it with guilt, as an assassin could lace food with poison. On the other side, we are collaborators in cheapening our body, hiding it, being shamed by it, selling it, giving it away for nothing. It happens when we accept an abusive relationship, when we refuse to respect the body of another, or more simply, when we do things like being lazy or eating unhealthily. Our body is a temple. It cannot be defiled. We can take a shower, raise our chin, and feel proud. It is our body, ours. So this can range from anything from just low self-esteem to body dysmorphia, you know, and it's really important to accept yourself and love yourself. And if there are things that you're not, you know, that at least if there are things you want to change about yourself, at least accept them, right? And accept that you want to change them, and then make the proper efforts to change them. You've got some type of knowledge coming in here with the Bina, the left eye. And then we got card 19, Parasite, and 27, Fragmentation. I'm definitely reading these. And we got the left hand of Judgment, and the Angel of Vengeance. So a judgment is being made, whether you're making it or someone else is making it towards you. Some type of judgment here. I'm going to read these two as well. Because the way these oracles are coming out, they're not coming out like, you know, sometimes they, like with the fairies, it's a kind of a direct message, but this kind of shows a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So let me see here. The Parasite card says, when the only answer to lack of self-efficiency is to cling to another one. What can't survive alone will seek company, but instead of growing together, they will wither together. Relationships are not a zero-sum game. Of course, using each other is part of the game, but it's quite different when we take the shape of supporting rather than manipulating or exploiting. In the long run, a good relationship is a win-win, where the more I give, the more I get, and the other way around. Still, it's not always like this, is it? Not just in bad relationships. In the short run, bad is bound to happen even in the house of true love. We cling, we bite, we hunger for safety and freedom and support, and on the other side we get mangled, bitten, demanded on. Well, it happens. It happened and it will happen again. It's part of the game. But if it happens too often, it creates a toxic environment. It doesn't matter if we are the victim or the perpetrator, as poison is shared equally. One gets the pain, another one gets the advantage. But the toxic part... I am so sorry! I did not realize my camera was about to cut out, so I'm just going to back up one sentence. Alright, but you guys get the general idea. A parasite or leech kills itself as much as the host. It sacrifices the journey to the destination, and then the destination to its own failures. The problem is not living as sheeps, but the true problem is living as a sheep for 100 years. Yeah, so this can really talk about codependency, settling, using, manipulating. Makes sense why the fragmentation would be right behind it then, because that could certainly fragment energies. When rage is projected inward, destruction joins confusion and we break. Losing a sense of self is a crescendo of noise, a a decrescendo of pain and a prelude to nothingness. Oh, okay. Yeah, this talks about being broken beyond recognition. I can't even recognize myself. Through the sobs, the tears, and when silence finally comes, through the empty motions and conventional smiles. Who did this to me? I did, maybe. Maybe not. What is broken can be mended. Not so that it returns whole, but at least until it tells his name anew. My name. And who will do that to me? I will. So this can talk about literally feeling shattered over something, or somebody just feeling very broken, very fragmented, possibly over a judgment that was made in vengeance, okay? And we have Peaceful Among Thorns. This card is card 26. This card specifically talks about, spirituality is amazing and everything, but when it comes to money problems, sometimes spirituality can't solve all of our problems, basically is what this card says, this Peaceful Among Thorns. Talks about, sometimes, to pay the electric bill, you need money. Meditating and, clearing your chakras won't necessarily help that. But meditating and clearing your chakras can at least help get you in the right headspace to do what needs to be done to earn the money to pay the electric bill, right? That's all we can do. So we got this root came out, this Yesod root. It's the connection, some type of connection here. And with the martyr, somebody might be martyring, so there might be a sacrifice. Honesty, shame, restitution here coming out. So the judgment and the vengeance, it looks like it's playing out karmically with, and it end this, the last one that came out, or this was on the bottom, I'm sorry, I took the bottoms for all of them, so this was the last one, the martyr. So that tells me possibly some type of sacrifice, that maybe you're making a sacrifice, that, a connection has been sacrificed, basically. And then Anubis, the arbiter of truth, was on the bottom. This is preservation, neutrality, obligation. So, somebody may feel an obligation, a truth may have come out. You may be feeling the need to preserve and stay neutral. Zipping right out of that energy, staying away from that, anything negative or toxic. So finally, I went through, let's see, what are these? The Dark and Light Oracle and the Shapeshifters Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith, I believe, did the art. So, the Mildew Fairy came out, Cleanup Time. The Storm Angel, Collision of Beliefs, Styles, Attitudes. Something here is definitely happening. The Violet Duchess, it also talks about being stifled, bored, and stuck. So with these ones, more of a direct storyline is coming out. Those actually, they're all kind of working out that way, oddly enough. This is Lady with a Bosch Egg. They don't always come out to, spell it all out. Sometimes it's a little story here, a little story there, some other little things. So this is working out really well. The Lantern Fairy, a clear solution will arrive, though. Ancient wisdom, clear solution, wow. The Witch at the End of the World, an important end and a new beginning. So 9, 6, 4, 9, 8, 6. So 2 6s, 2 9s, an 8 and a 4, okay? And that's from the Dark and Light. And from the Shapeshifters, we got a beautiful little worm. It says, take care of yourself, and that's a 17, reducing down to an 8. So it's time to work on yourself. Self-healing, self-care. Bats in the Belfry says, you can achieve great things. Sorry, I know these cards are a little dark. Let's see. Twist in the tail. There's something unexpected happening. Again, another 7. A change you did not see coming. The 7s can be a little bit, because they're not even numbers, but they're also very, very lucky. It's almost, to me, it always almost seems like that because of the risk of the imbalance of a 7, it's like super lucky when things do work out. So, I like that for you guys. We got Little Brother, Little Sister came out. Okay, you might have siblings, younger friends, or responsibility. You might have these This could very well be your children, or children around you, stepchildren, that you feel very protective over. You have them around you, and you feel very responsible for them. So you're trying to do what's best for them as well as yourself. We got the delicate fairy and her ferrets. Okay, this was the last one. This says change is natural good, and yes, it can hurt. All right. Okay. Yeah, some of you might have 3 children, 2 children, 1. I'm just noticing that, and then there's 2 little bats flying around here. Some of you may have a couple kids or stepkids, all right, that are in your energy. So now I am going to go into the tarot portion. All right, that was your full oracle spread that I pulled for you. The first part of the tarot that I did was I took my Thoth deck and I asked for just 1 card for overall energy. And the Aeon came out. All right, this is Judgment. And Eon, well, it's Eon. A-E-O-N. But this is Judgment. And that's definitely something I'm feeling for your reading for sure, Cancer. Some type of major judgment. And then, for all these readings, I was just flipping up the bottom. We have the moon on the bottom. This is Piscean energy, water energy. This can be mystery, intuition, secrets, kind of going off into this darkness. And I peeked behind the moon, okay? I just want to show you guys this because this kind of blew my mind. Behind the moon was the Hierophant. Okay, this spiritual guidance. It's also, I noticed they have the fixed signs on here. Spiritual guidance. Behind that was the Emperor. Behind that was change. The 2 of Pentacles, or discs. And then this special extra card, which to me is the as above, so below. What is happening in the 3D will be happening in the 5D. The Tower. I mean, Knight of Cups. I could not believe that all of that major arcana, there's huge things, huge changes, Cancers. Huge changes. Alright, so I have the Wild Unknown tarot deck here. And I'm going to pull a basic little 6-card spread. I'm going to clarify it with the Raven's Prophecy. So, I'm just spirits and guides. Tell me what I need to see for Cancer, please. What else does Cancer need to know about this darkness and light reading, this situation, for their highest and best good? As always. Cancer. Let's see. Okay. This is what I mean. Judgment. There it is. Okay, thank you. Show me what else, please, for Cancer. Okay. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. 7 of Cups. Looking at options. You might be, with it being Judgment, 9 of Cups, and then the 7 of Cups, you might also be seeing through illusions. These just flew out. I felt like that was an accident. I don't feel like those were. Okay. 3 more for Cancer, please. I'm going to clarify them. Don't get advice. I got full oracle decks for advice as well. 3 more for Cancer, please. Okay. 5 of Swords. You might feel very cut up about this. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at the situation. It's just the worm being cut and that popping into my head. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles coming up sideways a little bit, so you might be having a hard time trying to find your balance. 1 more for Cancer, please. Temperance. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. It also speaks of balance, learning to balance fiery passions with watery emotions, alchemy, spiritual angelic guidance. Right, it's a sign of Sagittarius. I think I said that. Alright, so let's see if I can't get a little bit more clarity. Raven's Prophecy. What I need to see for Cancer, please. Oh, I also wanted to just take a peek what was on the bottom. Okay. On the bottom of the deck that I just put down is the Father of Swords, okay? You guys might be having to make a cut with the Sword of Truth here. Okay, you could have air in your chart or be dealing with someone who has air in their chart. I just wanted to okay. I was just ready to start clarifying and I just said, well, yeah, but let me look at the bottom of this one too before I forget. Scorpio energy with the Death. Let's see though. Show me the Judgment. What's the Judgment? Temperance reverse. Somebody might have lost their temper. Somebody is, let me see. That one. Okay, the Hanged Man. Let me keep going here a little bit. Show me this Nine of Cups. Yeah, Death. Nine of Cups is Death. Show me one more. King of Coins. Okay, this could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It does not have to be. This also can be, yeah, it could be the Death. You know, you could be ending things with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You also might be ending things because you feel like you're just Mr. Moneybags, having to pay for everything. Or perhaps it is your, you know, this death is wish fulfillment because you're going to have a lot more money for yourself. With the Judgment here and Temperance coming up reverse, perhaps somebody lost their temper. Perhaps you are, you know, you're just have no more patience for someone's crap. I feel you were probably in the Hanged Man position, you know, getting your enlightenment, looking at things from every angle. But see here, we have the crow hanging upside down. But when you look at what it's clarifying, look at that bird bursting into flight, Judgment, ready to make a call. All right. So perhaps someone was being impatient with you, Cancer, as well. Trying to force you out of the Hanged Man mode, and you're just like, nope. Freeing myself up. Ugh, let's see. What's the Seven of Cups about? These options, or what is this? Ooh, Seven of Swords. Okay, perhaps somebody was deceptive and was not being faithful. The Emperor came up a little sideways. So perhaps not. All right, well, you know, coming into your power, taking control as the Emperor here. Aries energy, doesn't have to be, but that coming up on the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords says, you know, you're looking at your options, and maybe you're ready to go look for your options, but not anything serious, is how I'm seeing that. You want to save your coin and be free, I believe. So what is this Five of Swords? At least from what I'm seeing here, some of you may have ended things with a King of Coins. Your Emperor might have been being unfaithful. Yeah, Three of Cups. For some of you, there was a third-party situation, but I feel like it's ending here for sure. What's this Five of Swords? What's Five of Swords? Okay. All right. So Five of Swords is fighting, conflict. Sometimes it's being willing to fight for something or not being willing to fight for something, walking away, not wanting to fight for this anymore. And with the Page of Swords and the Five of Coins clarifying that, yeah, you're ready to cut somebody out, or somebody's ready to cut somebody out, leave them out in the cold. See, it's the Page of Swords, and it makes that sword shadow, but I also notice it's like an old-fashioned quill pen. If you've been broken up with via text or email or something, I'm sorry, that's really crappy. Nobody should ever do that, you know, unless you're, like, literally in fear of their reaction, in which case, okay. I guess that's justified. Some people do get fucking bonkers. Excuse my language. Alright, what's this Two of Pentacles about? But yeah, in general, don't do that. But, you know, it doesn't have to be, but I just noticed that it looks, I'm like, don't tell me somebody texted it. At least write a letter. Okay, so with the Two of Pentacles, trying to get your balance here, you're working on your working on your manifestations. Working on deciding what you do want in your life here. With Temperance in the upright. Show me more about this Temperance in the upright. Yes. Ace of Cups and the Empress. Alright. So, you're getting this Temperance. You're learning to balance. Alright, for a new situation. Ace of Cups with the Empress. Yes please, you know, that's looking good. Looking good. On the bottom of the deck, we got 10 swords. Painful. Painful, you might feel like you've been backstabbed. But it's over. The end of that cycle. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get some advice. Got the Starseed Oracle here. Oops. Oops. Angel Spirits Guides. What is the best advice for Cancers? Oops, for this situation. Okay, I'm going to take both of those. Okay, on the bottom is baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Ooh, trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Yeah, as you come up from the depths of the ocean, trust that wave you came in on. Take this action, these baby steps. Time's not going to run out. Ooh, okay. The 7 Star Sisters. This is birthing creations, the tapestry of life, expression. There's something happening here with divine timing, your intuition, and the tapestry of life. It's, something here is like woven in the stars. Woven in the stars? Destined. That's what I'm getting for that. Let's see. I also have Animal Spirit deck. Or Spirit Animal. It's by Club Baron Reed. It's either the Animal Spirit or the Spirit Animal. Let's see. What is the best advice for Cancers regarding the situation? What animal energy should they assume? Yes. Skunk Spirit, know your worth. Do not settle, Cancers. Do not settle. What else? Ooh, and one of the oracles was talking about that too. Peacock spirit, let it shine here. This is a 46. Again, 10. 10 talks about the end of a cycle. And with the let it shine energy, there might be some truth. It's coming right out of the throat chakra. And this is a 9. 9 to the 10. I'm telling you, their cycle is ending here. Some truth needs to be spoken. And with the Parrot spirit, watch your words. Okay, watch your words. Be careful how you're speaking. Okay, don't be too sharp with this Father of Swords. Wow, look at behind that. Ace of Wands. And the Emperor behind that of this deck. And the Hermit. And the Magician. And the Three of Swords. Oh, God. Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Check back next week for your next reading, Cancer. And on the bottom of this deck, Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. And another 10. So we got 10, 10, 10. Or no, 9, 9, 10, 10. How do you like that? Wow. Big changes here, Cancer. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. A huge thank you to all my new subscribers. You guys are amazing. Keep it up, and I will keep this up for you. I love, love, love you all. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you back next time. Bye.